Is it visible?
Yes,
Sir.
Okay. So now come to discuss about type of glucose transport. Glucose chemical transport hochi membrane through. So how glucose will transfer from or with the help of membrane? Now there are two type of transporters available for glucose. One is SGLT, one is GLUT. Okay, one is sodium coupled glucose transporter. Sodium coupled glucose transporter means glucose will transfer along with the transfer of your what sodium. Sodium ro exit saito glucose ro entry. Okay. It's a symptoter. Sodium ro entry saito glucose ro entry. That means symptoter. Okay. Along with the entry of sodium, glucose enter. Symptoter. And this is active and that too what? Secondary transport. Secondary active transport. माने गोटिए रे एटीपी तयारी होबो और से एक्टिविटी यूटिलाइज होबो एंट्री बाय. So this is called secondary active transporter SGLT. Our good transporter is GLUT, glucose facilitative transporter, and is uniport. Keppala glucose in zero. Good. And this is okay without the expenditure of energy. So it is a passive process that would facilitate diffusion time. So we'll discuss one by one. What is SGLT? What is GLUT? So this is your active, secondary active transport. In this transporter, what happens? The past sodium get exit with the expenditure of ATP. With the expenditure of ATP, sodium go out. Okay, so sodium potassium pump. And now what happens? That sodium enter into the cell again with the help of SGLT along with the entry of glucose. So this type of active transport is called secondary active transport. Secondary active transport. So in case of SGLT, both glucose and sodium will enter, and that is what the type of entry is what secondary type. And in case of GLUT, so here just like carrier molecule, one carrier molecule is there whose different conformation is helpful for the transport of glucose from outside to inside or inside to outside.
So GLUT is flip-flop, right?
Hello.
Hello. So GLUT receptor is acting like a flip-flop mechanism, right?
No, flip-flop, no. Flip-flop, in flip-flop, what happened? Protein will travel. Okay, but here conformation of protein present in plasma membrane will change. So in one conformation, that is called T1 conformation, it opens outside. So it is inside cell, it is outside cell. That is called carrier molecules open outside. Then at that time, glucose get entered into the carrier molecule. In the next conformation, what happened? It opens what inside. That is T2 conformation. Okay, but in floppage, what happened? The protein will travel. Okay, from outside to inside. But it is transmembrane protein remain as such. Transmembrane protein remain as such, but only it changes its conformation. Like this picture. So in T1 conformation it opens outside, in T2 conformation it opens to inside, so that glucose can get enter and exit into the your cell easily. So this is the GLUT transporter. So GLUT transporter having GLUT1, GLUT2, GLUT3, GLUT4, GLUT5 type of GLUT transporter. Okay, GLUT1 transporter is seen in most of the cell and high capacity to travel to transport glucose. Relatively low Km means activity is high. If that GLUT1 protein is having what Km value low, obviously its activity is high. And GLUT2, it only present in beta cell, liver cell, and hypothalamus. And high capacity but low affinity due to high Km values. Then GLUT3, it is present in neuron, placenta, and testis. Okay, low Km value means high affinity. Low Km value means high affinity, high capacity. Then GLUT4, it is present in skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle and fat. Okay, activated by insulin or Km. It's what 5 millivolt. And lastly, GLUT5. It is present in mucosal surface in small intestine and spine. Okay, mucosal cell of the small intestine and what spine. GLUT5. And primary fructose carrier in what? Intestine. Fructose carrier. Okay, rather than glucose. So see, glucose transport, okay, from gut to blood vessel kemiti hochi. Ame jo khaucho glucose, that should be assimilated up to bloodstream. So how it travel? How it enters? How it enters? Okay, suppose this side is gut lumen, this is the enterocyte or epithelial cell, and this is the what? Bloodstream. Now epithelial cell contain SGLT. Okay, SGLT. Through SGLT, glucose get entered. And GLUT5 also present. Okay, through GLUT5, but non-glucose fructose get entered. Then toward or the contact site of blood, the same cell, in the same cell, the contact site of blood contains GLUT2. And through GLUT2, that fructose or glucose or galactose which is generated, that will exit. Okay, so with the help of SGLT1 and GLUT5, entry of your what gut glucose takes place to enterocyte or epithelial cell. Then with the help of GLUT2, so this glucose or fructose goes out, or and assimilating to what? Plasma. Assimilating to blood protein. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
एमिति एंट्री होची दीटा ट्रांसपोर्टर लागू छै दीटा और एग्जिट होची एग्जिट कोड की होची ब्लड को होची विथ दैट ऑफ ब्लड then another glucose transport occur from glomerular filtrate to basic blood vessel. Okay, I'll teach you the details idea. In the fast filtrate, what happened? Fast glomerular filtrate, everything coming. Okay, 100% glucose coming from from blood to the your PTC. Okay, proximal convoluted tubules. Puni say PTC ro puni glucose jibano nahi. The glucose will travel from the glomerular filtrate to what? Bloodstream again. And that is done by SGLT. Now through SGLT, what happened? The entry of glucose takes place to basolateral membrane. Okay, so जो cell ta ashi, the cell lo membrane ko basolateral membrane. Okay, then these are which cell? The cells present in the proximal PCT, proximal convoluted tubules. Okay, proximal convoluted tubules sei cell lo kotha eta. Okay, so with the help of SGLT, glucose get entered into the cell. Then with the help of GLUT, okay, the glucose moves into blood vessel again. Clear?
Sir, how to get
Out with the help of sodium. It is also helpful for sodium potassium pump because along with HCl, along with glucose, sodium also enter into the cell. Then sodium exit takes place with the help of sodium potassium pump. Okay, so with the help of HCl, both glucose and sodium enter into your epithelial cell present in proximal convoluted tubes. Then inside the cell, glucose and sodium will be available. Then glucose comes out with the help of GLUT. And sodium comes out with the help of sodium potassium pump. Then sodium concentration will be maintained and glucose will transfer from glomerular filtrate to bloodstream. A clear-cut mechanism.